Stephen Curry has never been one to call out opponents. He's too classy for that, too respectful, too focused on his own game. But something about Austin Reaves, the Lakers' rising star, the undrafted miracle who became a household name, has pushed the greatest shooter in history to his breaking point. After a heated playoff battle, Curry stood at the podium and let loose. His target, the 27-year-old guard who had the audacity to talk trash after a regular season win. The words were sharp, the message was clear, and the NBA world is still trying to process what happened.
The date was May 5, 2026. The Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers were locked in a brutal Western Conference semifinals series. The series was tied 2-2. Game 5 was in San Francisco. The stakes were massive. From the opening tip, the intensity was palpable. Stephen Curry was doing what Stephen Curry does, hitting threes, moving without the ball, bending the defense to his will. Austin Reaves, the Lakers' young guard, was tasked with chasing him through a maze of screens. It's the hardest job in basketball, one analyst noted. Guarding Steph Curry is a nightmare. He never stops moving. He never stops running. He makes you work every single possession. Reaves, to his credit, held his own. He fought through screens. He contested shots. He made Curry work for every point. But the game turned in the fourth quarter. With 3:24 remaining and the Warriors up by 5, Curry came off a pin-down screen, caught the ball, and rose up for a three-pointer. Reaves, trailing behind, lunged at the shooter. Contact, whistle, foul. Curry sank all 3 free throws. The lead grew to 8. The Warriors never looked back. After the game, Reaves was asked about guarding Curry. "He's tough. He's the greatest shooter ever, but I think I did a decent job. He scored 28. That's below his average, so I'll take it." The comment was innocuous, respectful even, but it caught the attention of someone in the Warriors' locker room. The next day, Stephen Curry was asked about Reaves' assessment. His response was measured at first, then it wasn't. "He did a decent job?" Curry repeated, a hint of disbelief in his voice. "I scored 28 in 3 quarters. I sat the entire fourth quarter because we were up by 20. So if that's a decent job, I'd hate to see what a bad job looks like." The room went quiet. "Look, Austin is a good player. He's improved a lot, but he's got a long way to go. He's got a lot to learn. And talking about guarding me like he's figured something out, that's not the way to go about it." Curry wasn't done. "I've been doing this for 17 years. I've seen every defense. I've faced every type of defender. Bigger, faster, stronger, smarter, and I've figured them all out. So if Austin thinks he did a decent job, that's fine. He's entitled to his opinion, but the scoreboard says otherwise." The clip went viral within hours. Warriors fans cheered, Lakers fans fumed, and Austin Reaves found himself at the center of a controversy he never asked for. Curry's words spread like wildfire. Subscribe to see how the basketball world and Austin Reaves responded to the greatest shooters challenge. Within hours of Curry's comments, the basketball world was in chaos. Social media exploded. Former players weighed in. Current stars were asked for their reactions. The debate about Austin Reaves and about Curry's legacy had never been more intense. LeBron James was asked about Curry's comments after a Lakers practice. "Steph is a competitor," LeBron said. "He's one of the greatest ever. He's going to say what he needs to say to motivate himself and his team. I respect that. But Austin is my guy. He's a hell of a player, and he's only going to get better." Draymond Green, Curry's longtime teammate, defended his brother. "Steph was right," Green said on his podcast. "Steph talked like he had figured something out, and Steph reminded him that he hasn't. That's not disrespect, that's just reality." Kendrick Perkins offered a more measured take. "I understand both sides. Austin is proud of his effort. He should be. Guarding Steph is a nightmare, but Steph has earned the right to talk. He's been doing this at an elite level for 17 years. Austin is still learning." Charles Barkley was characteristically blunt. "I love Steph," Barkley said on TNT, but he didn't need to say that. Austin wasn't disrespectful. He said Steph is the greatest shooter ever. He said he did a decent job. That's not trash talk. That's just honesty. Steph is being sensitive. Shaquille O'Neal offered a different perspective. Steph was protecting his legacy. He's heard people say he's not a killer. He's heard people say he's not a leader. He's heard people say he's only great because of his system. And when a young guy comes along and acts like he's figured him out, Steph is going to push back. That's what great players do. The basketball world was divided. Subscribe to see how Austin Reaves answered Stephen Curry's challenge.
The next day, Austin Reaves walked into the Lakers' practice facility with a weight on his shoulders that he had never carried before. The cameras were waiting, the reporters were circling. Everyone wanted to know the same thing. How do you respond when the greatest shooter in history calls you out? Reaves didn't hide. He didn't skip practice. He didn't release a statement through his agent. He faced the music. "I saw what Steph said," Reaves began, his voice calm but firm, "and I respect it. He's a legend. He's earned the right to say whatever he wants. But I stand by what I said. I did a decent job. He scored 28. That's below his average. So I'll take it." The room went quiet. "I'm not saying I locked him up. I'm not saying I figured him out. I'm saying I competed. I fought. I made him work. And that's all I can do." When asked if he was hurt by Curry's comments, Reaves paused. "I was surprised," he admitted. "I thought I gave him respect. I called him the greatest shooter ever. I said he was tough. I didn't think I said anything wrong." He continued, "But I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Steph is Steph. He's going to do what he does, and I'm going to keep getting better. That's all that matters." LeBron James, who was sitting nearby, nodded in support. "That's my guy. He's not backing down. He's not making excuses. He's just getting better. That's why I love him." The two superstars reportedly spoke privately later that day. The conversation lasted 15 minutes. When it was over, they hugged. "We're good," Reaves said. "Steph and I are competitors. We're always going to compete. But that doesn't mean we can't respect each other." Reaves had responded with class. Subscribe to see the final chapter and whether this war of words will have any lasting impact on the Lakers-Warriors rivalry.
Stephen Curry went off on Austin Reaves. He said the young guard still has a lot to learn. The basketball world reacted. Reaves responded with class. The Lakers and Warriors moved on. But the rivalry between these two teams and between these two players is far from over. "This is just the beginning," one analyst said. "The Lakers and Warriors are going to be battling for the next 5 years. Curry is still elite. LeBron is still elite. Luka is entering his prime. Reaves is getting better every year. This is going to be a classic rivalry." The Lakers won Game 6. The Warriors won Game 7. The series went to the wire. In the end, the Warriors advanced to the Western Conference Finals, but the Lakers took them to the limit. After the series, Curry and Reaves exchanged jerseys. They hugged. They whispered something to each other. "I asked him if he still thought he did a decent job," Curry revealed later with a smile. He said, "Yeah, I did." And I said, "Good, that's the right attitude." The respect was genuine, the competition was fierce, and the rivalry was born. Conclusion. Stephen Curry went off on Austin Reaves. He said the young guard still has a lot to learn. The basketball world reacted. Reaves responded with class, and the Lakers and Warriors moved on. But the rivalry between these two teams and between these two players is far from over. Curry was right. Reaves has a lot to learn. But Reaves was right too. He's getting better every day. And that's what makes the NBA great. Was Stephen Curry right to call out Austin Reaves, or did he overreact to a harmless comment? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it.